That $499 smart telescope on the shelf isn't really $499. By the time it actually shows you a galaxy, a clean one, not a gray smudge, you've spent closer to $900. Nobody at the counter says that part out loud. Dave found that out 3 nights in, when the excitement wore off and the receipts started piling up. Here's every hidden dollar before you make the same mistake. On night 1, Dave unboxed his brand new C-Star S50, set it on his suburban lawn, and tapped his smartphone screen. Within minutes, the glowing purple clouds of the Orion Nebula materialized on his display. It felt like absolute magic. He had bypassed years of steep technical learning curves for a $500 entry fee. But by night 3, the magic dissolved into logistics. The temperature dropped below freezing, the telescope's small internal battery plunged from 90% to dead in under 3 hours, and the lens fogged over with thick dew. Suddenly, his smart all-in-one setup was bricked on a flimsy tripod, and the companion app kept dropping its Wi-Fi connection. This is where the real cost of automated stargazing begins. The sticker price on the box is only a down payment to enter the hobby. To actually get the clean, crisp galaxy photos you see in the advertisements, the receipts are about to start piling up, and that initial $500 is going to look like a distant memory. To avoid Dave's frustration, you must first ask what you're actually trying to buy. Treating these devices as simple, cheap to expensive upgrades of the same tool is a mistake. They serve entirely separate goals. The C-Star S50, sitting between $450 and $500, is a forgiving point-and-shoot instrument designed for easy social media imaging. The Dwarf 3, also around $500, offers a wider field of view, making it a flexible middle ground for framing massive nebula. If you want high-resolution printable outputs, you have to leap past $2,500 for the Vaonis Vespera and its larger sensor. If you just want to look through glass with your own eyes, none of these will work. They do not even have eyepieces. You are paying for a digital camera strapped to a robotic mount, and choosing the wrong category right now guarantees you will waste hundreds of dollars later. The first reality check hits when you realize those advertised battery runtimes of 6 to 8 hours only happen in a perfect warm laboratory. Out on a crisp night, your real-world imaging window is closer to 3 hours. If the temperature dips below freezing, the internal chemistry panics, cutting that runtime in half. There is nothing more frustrating than watching your telescope shut down mid-exposure, right as a faint galaxy is finally starting to show detail. To keep Dave's setup running past midnight, you have to buy a workaround. A quality 20,000 mAh USB-C power bank and a heavy-duty cold weather cable will run you an extra $40 to $80. It is a small penalty on its own, but it is the official beginning of the budget creep. Your $500 setup now has its first permanent accessory dangling from the tripod. Look at the back of a C-Star S50 or a Dwarf 3. There is no glass eyepiece. Your smartphone is the only window to the stars, acting as the telescope's mission-critical operating center. But treating your phone like a casual controller ignores the heavy tax these systems place on your personal device. During a single clear night, the scope streams massive, high-resolution RAW frames over a continuous Wi-Fi link. A solid imaging session can easily swallow 15 gigabytes of storage. Suddenly, you are not just a backyard astronomer, you are a data manager forced into a tedious routine of deleting apps, buying external solid-state drives, or paying monthly cloud storage fees just to keep your phone from freezing up. The strain is physical, too. Running high-speed wireless data and rendering live images in real time makes your phone run incredibly hot, often triggering thermal shutdowns in warmer months, or dropping your phone's battery to 0 before the telescope even finishes alignment. For Dave, keeping his phone alive and empty enough to capture the night sky became a job of its own, turning his casual hobby into a constant battle for gigabytes. The next surprise waiting in the box is the physical support system. The stock tripod included with many budget smart telescopes is light, flimsy, and prone to shaking in the slightest breeze, which ruins long exposures. To get stable, sharp images, you will quickly find yourself shopping for a sturdier tripod, adding $60 to $150 to your tab. Then comes the weather. A clear, cold night brings moisture, and a fogged-up lens turns your Galaxy shots into blurry, unusable smudges. To fight this, you need a dew heater strap, a small but essential accessory that costs about $25. If you want to transport your gear safely to a dark sky site, you also need a padded carry bag, which is often treated as an optional luxury and sold separately. Individually, these purchases feel small, but a sturdier mount, a heater strap, and a case quickly stack another $100 to $200 onto your tab before you even start imaging. On his second night, Dave took his telescope to a downtown park, expecting the same vibrant nebula he saw from his backyard. Instead, he got washed-out gray frames. Urban sky glow is a silent image killer, and your smart telescope cannot magic it away. To fix this, you have two choices, and neither of them is free. First, you can buy a dedicated light pollution filter, which will set you back $50 to $90. But filters only do so much against harsh city lights. The real correction is driving to a dark sky site. Suddenly, your one-time telescope purchase morphs into a recurring line item for gas, highway tolls, and state park passes. You have to plan weekend trips, pack up your gear, and burn through fuel just to find a patch of clear, black sky. The harsh reality of astrophotography is that your telescope is only as good as the sky you can afford to reach. If you do not live under pristine rural stars, you are going to pay for them, either in glass filters or at the pump. Once Dave gets his RAW files home, those quick smartphone previews lose their luster. To extract the faint details hidden in his data, he has to leave the app behind and switch to heavy image processing. For a free path, open-source software like Cyril offers highly capable stacking tools. But the industry standard, PixInsight, costs a steep $280. Stacking hundreds of frames also demands serious computing power. If your laptop has less than 16 gigabytes of RAM, processing a single target will slow to a crawl, forcing an unexpected $800 computer upgrade. This is where your cheap gadget officially becomes a serious workstation hobby. If you want to avoid Dave's headaches, your real-world options fall into three distinct price tiers. First is the basic budget build at $550 to $600. This gets you the base scope and free software, but only works if you accept modest results. Next is the I Want It to Work setup at $700 to $900. By adding a sturdy tripod, dew heater, and external battery, this version reliably delivers what the glossy ads promised. For others, the I Got Hooked tier climbs from $2,500 to $4,000 as premium glass and serious processing software take over. Which tier fits your budget, and what hidden cost caught you off guard? Subscribe to the channel for more honest gear breakdowns. To make your choice simple, ignore the flashy marketing and look at your actual goal. Smart telescopes are digital cameras first. If you want to collect raw data, spend hours processing files, and share photos on your phone, then spending $700 to $900 on an automated rig is the right move. But if you want to look through real glass with your own eyes, show your kids the sharp rings of Saturn, or experience a quick one-night visual wow moment, skip these digital screens entirely. A manual $150 tabletop telescope is the far wiser investment. Before you buy, decide if you want to look at the stars or manage a camera. Dave's third night frustration awaits those unprepared for the real math. Which cost tier or hidden accessory caught you off guard? Subscribe for more honest gear breakdowns.